Well, it's good to say they're alarmed by the escalation because they're the ones who caused it. I'm also looking at, Yvonne, the words by the Russian president that he'll be personally supervising as soon as this weekend very, very big military drills around the country. Nothing, absolutely nothing that is coming out of Russia right now, out of Putin's mouth right now, indicates any desire whatsoever to lower the tensions here. They're as high as could be. In fact, I think, Yvonne, we are as close to Russian aggression on an epic scale as we ever have been.
Well, the shelling in Luhansk, tell us what happened there and what does that signal?
Yeah, well, this is the first time I can remember in a long time that Stanitsa Luhansk, which is close to the front line, was shelled, a fairly sizable village. Of course, a massive ceasefire violation, but a kindergarten was hit. Fortunately, no kids were hurt. Another school, train station, and it's caused a lot of concern here in Ukraine, clearly, because if the Russian-backed thugs are willing to do that with their shelling, they're probably going to be able to advance more. I got to say, though, just quickly, Yvonne, this is a kindergarten that was shelled with kids in it. It's a clear violation of international humanitarian law. And sadly, and I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but we aren't hearing the sense of outrage that one normally would when this happens from those who should be speaking out on behalf of kids. They know who they are, but I'll leave it at that. It was quite shocking to those of us who've worked in the humanitarian aid industry. It's just unbelievable, actually. And
what is the atmosphere like in Kiev for citizens there? How concerned are they about what's going on?
Yeah, well, it's a split-screen reality. I'm right in downtown Kiev here, and it's calm, and people are going about their business. But, the expats are mostly gone. Those who can afford it have gone outside of Kiev or to, their distance working or distance learning. But let there be no mistake, there's a real deep anxiety here. Look, Ukrainians have been living with war since 2014. And if it isn't a physical war with missiles flying or whatever, it's, the continuous hybrid warfare. For example, 2 days ago, the city of Lviv in Western Ukraine, where all the diplomats are kind of have been evacuated, all of the schools there had to be evacuated because of fake bomb scare calls. So it goes to show you the level of anxiety here.
Well, Ukraine's defense minister has just said the probability of a major escalation of conflict with Russia is low. What is he basing his judgment on?
I'm not quite sure. I think sadly, Yvonne, the diplomatic track has run its course. I would say if diplomacy was on the floor yesterday, it's in the basement today. We will see what happens this weekend. Incredibly, President Zelensky is actually leaving the country and going to the Munich Security Conference to meet with Vice President Harris of the U.S. and other leaders. But I've got to tell you, if I were him, I wouldn't step out of the country. But, it's good, of course, that leaders are still talking. But I think what we're seeing out of the UK coming very quickly is a good step. And that is, for example, one of the ministers there floating the idea of canceling up to 2,500 golden visas for wealthy Russians who have come to the United Kingdom. Those are the types of things right now that really bite and sends a signal to Russia that we're not playing around here.
What's expected to come out of the call that Joe Biden's hosting with NATO members today?
I don't really know. Of course, I think at this point they're probably going to move on from scheduling more talks to actually setting a strategy for the implementation of sanctions. Again, I think we are as close to the edge of war as we ever have been. It's hard to even say that, hard to believe that, but I think that's where we are because the Russians are poised for a major attack on an epic scale, and they've actually been caught, if we're to believe U.S. intelligence, they've actually been caught lying. They've actually been adding up to 7,000 troops rather than taking them away.
So a real escalation of tensions there. Michael Bosecue, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.